Hello, class of 2016 EMBA. My name is William Tanks. I bring greetings to you today in this presentation of where I came from, where I have been, where I am today, and where I'm going in the future. In 1964, I was born in York, Alabama. That's West Alabama, Sumter County to be specific, in a town called York. Born to Mary Ruth Tanks, my mother, and my father, William Lewis Tanks, Sr. At 2 weeks old, my mother, who was visiting Alabama for the summer, traveled back to Detroit, Michigan, and that is where I began most of my life. I did have an episode for about 3 years in New Jersey for family reasons, particularly Red Bank, New Jersey. But I can say, for the most part, I am from Detroit, Michigan, by way of York, Alabama. One unique thing about me is that I root or cheer for the Alabama Roll Tide, and the University of Michigan Wolverines, Go Blue. Frankly, any team from Michigan or any team from Alabama, I cheer for. I've been in Atlanta, or the metro Atlanta area now, since 1984, and I've lived here longer than I have any other place on earth. So I also cheer for the Atlanta Falcons, the Atlanta Braves, and the Atlanta Hawks. I don't have a team that I'm particularly loyal to. I do like the Detroit Lions also. But any place that I've lived, or any place that represents where I was from, I will cheer for those teams. Growing up in Detroit was very interesting for me. I can't, of course, in this short video, give you all the details. But I will say is where I was introduced to math. I had a teacher in my middle school that took most of the students that were in band class and put them in a group, what they called back then advanced students. So we all went to band together, and then we went to a math class together where we learned a game called equations. If I had my way, I would allow all young adults to learn the game of equations. What that game did for me was cause me to have a joy in learning math. And math gave me a foundation that taught me to think and reason. It developed, I would imagine, the logical side of my brain, the reasoning portion in my mind. That allowed me to get good test scores, and at the age of 17, I earned a test score that sent me to the United States Navy to become an officer, where I met a brilliant group of young African-American males like I've never seen before. I call them the Atlanta Boys. One of them is my classmates, Brant Robinson. I think they are Team Gold Acumen. Well, there, Brant and I met with a few other guys, and my education continued. In 14 months, we went through 12 years of school preparing us for college, which landed me here in the Atlanta area. In the Atlanta area, I went to Morris Brown College, majored in accounting, and after 4 years of studying accounting, I didn't finish. And I went back into the Navy, traveled around the world, met my wife, had a family. I came back to this area, began working, got a job with the fire department, and 23 years later, I was fortunate enough to become deputy fire chief. 2 years I can retire, and I'm deciding now, what will I do? And that is what's brought me here today. I want the option to either continue in the fire service as a fire chief, take my many years of leadership and experience from the United States Navy and from the fire department, and go into managing businesses, or I would like to start a business. I believe that this MBA experience with you, my classmates from EMBA 2016, will prepare me for my anticipated retirement date in March of 2016 to have options to continue this beautiful life and this journey that I've taken. And that is to always excel, be the best I can be, and give life all I have. Thank you very much for your time and attention. And I'm glad that this part of my life and this part of the journey is with you. Good night.